to the very best podcast. I'm Jesus and I'm so thrilled that you are here. Today's episode is very special. This episode is all about creativity, which is the spark that fuels innovation and brings our dreams to life. We talked about awareness, we talked about purpose, we talked about mindfulness and how we implement it in a daily life. And today we're gonna tap and explore how all this ties together. And no matter where the form of creativity is, music, art, writing, problem solving, or just simply thinking out of the box, creativity is what makes life vibrant and different. Today, I'm going to share how you can tap into your creative genius and how you can use it to enhance every aspect of your life. You ready? Let's start it. 2 years ago, something really unexpected happened to my life. And I found that someone that I knew passed away all of a sudden in a very unforeseen way, let's just say that. This news hit me hard. It caught me at a time and a moment that I was maybe feeling a bit sensible, but I could not really quite put the words on it. I felt like all of a sudden life is too short, and that could be me. I remember I was just coming back from India, so it really felt like, oh my God. And I got this overwhelming urge to create. And it's just something really kind of took over. I had this kind of a crazy plan that it was forming in my mind that I just kind of really wanted to get it out. And suddenly I just started to express myself in a way that I haven't done in years. And it was drawing. Well, I grew up in a house full of ideas. My mom, she's a watercolor artist and she was a university teacher back in Spain. And I remember when I was a kid, there were some days that instead of going to school, I was going with her to her studio. And I just remember be sitting in the middle of the room full of artists, and of course it was a nude model and everybody was sketching, and it was truly amazing to witness this in such a young age. I probably was like 5 or 6. And again, I was maybe going with her maybe like once a month, and it was fun because I was skipping the classes in a school and I was going with her. It's a different type of classes, I guess. That's where my creativity and my fluidity in expression comes from. But along the way, I stopped. And pretty much since I started my degree in graphic design, I just moved to computers. And all of a sudden, when I did my master's in marketing, I just kind of lost the touch and stopped doing anything that was related with art or any kind of a creative developments. So all of a sudden, I started to draw in, and I realized that there was a side of me that was pretty much left behind and a bit abandoned. And it was trying to calling me out. It was really wanted to be acknowledged and to be revived. I remember I didn't even have a paper, but all of a sudden I went to AliExpress or one of those websites and I just ordered tons of stuff like papers, colors, paints, acrylics. I mean, I ordered in abundance, but all of a sudden I just kind of started to create, and all these things kind of came together. And a specific area of my life really began to unfold as I was drawing, because again, it was allowing me to communicate myself in a very profound way. So all of a sudden I could visualize all these goals and all these visions, and I was able to really put them into a paper. Again, I was able to actually make them happen. And that's a very good way to really stimulate your genius, feed your imagination, nourish your soul, basically. That's creativity is all about. It's that juice that we need to feed ourselves from time to time, or always, basically. And this is another way that how you become who you truly are, by nurturing this inner child that is always speaking to you. That inner child that it is your best friend. We all grow up as creators, and as soon as we grow, we kind of let it behind. And it is incredible how this can change your life, to develop this open mindset and a better creative thinking. Everything shifts in a huge way because all of a sudden you have the right right energy. That's the creative energy, which is one of the most powerful ones. And everybody deserves to understand how this works. So I'm going to explain to you now. The best way to discover your creative genius is by embracing that creativity that we all have. We're coming up with great ideas, we're having positive intentions and various smart turnarounds. And one of the most important things of creativity is just enjoy the process. It's all about exploring because it's fun. Remember, the kid within. Kids don't really play because they have to. They play because they love it. And when you're having fun, our minds become limitless. You're free from any blocks. And it's a world full of possibilities. And the same goes to you and how you address your creativity. Creative expressions, they're all about enjoy things and helping to bring you the very best. And that's what it's all about. Creativity keeps you going. I personally feel energized when I'm creative. And people always tell me, oh my God, you have so much energy. You have many things going on. How you do it? It's just like, yes, I do because I love it. And again, because I don't feel any pressure to doing this. I do it because I enjoy them. I don't rush to do things and have it immediately. I don't expect to have I am painting or a written novel. Yes, of course, I have ideas and things that I want to accomplish, and I have my businesses, of course, but I like to take my time because I want to do my best. I strive for good. I strive to create things with authenticity and pretty much in everything that I do and everything that I do in my life. And I like to take my time to it because when you're doing your best, you pretty much have a free runway to go as far as you can go. No one can tell you. And it's just a wonderful feeling to have, to really be able to enjoy whatever you do. And it's the same for yourself. When we communicate the right things, we get the right vibrations. Remember, it's very important how we think. Our thoughts, our body create this energy, and that obviously direct you from one way to another and make you connect with the different type of energies. That's why you need to ensure that you're operating on the higher frequency, on the creative frequency, on the one that brings you joy and happiness in everything that you do. And that's where we're meant to be. And that's the moment that we fully embrace ourselves as we are when we are in the presence and we are ready. Honestly, that's all what you have to say. I'm ready. And let creativity unfold in front of you. Now, of course, when there is a possibility that is a challenge, of course, there is a lot of challenges when you start to manifest your creative genius and bringing all your gifts outside of you. Life is starting to go your way, and you're gonna start to face very quickly different challenges, and very soon you're gonna start to notice that people around you, or the specific type of people, all of a sudden they don't carry that creativity. They are going to struggle to understand you as a whole in your creative direction. And for them, you might seem messy and all over the place, and they might think, wait, what is exactly what you're doing? So you're now an artist? Or, of course, because they look into you with a predefined box where they live. You see? So they expect for you to stick to one thing to get into the box. But when you step out of the box, they suddenly get confused. And they will let you know, of course, because it challenges their perceptions. But who said you can break the mold? Who said you can do that? Hang on a minute. The response to this is none of your business. We're all here because we want to express ourselves. When you create something, of course, you want to try to express something, the way that you feel or the way that you want to communicate. And that is totally right. And it's perfect, actually, to be outside of the box. Actually, they're the ones in the box that are replying you with the fear because they don't really understand you. And sometimes that can discourage you based on their fear, obviously. So, and let me tell you something, a big warning in here, the same fear will come from you. So we already spoke about all our inner narratives and how to deal with them. But remember, a lot of challenge and resistance are going to come from you. But hey, listen, the moment you start to express your creative genius, stay focused. Keep going. Keep going what you got to do. Don't get distracted on anything that people are saying. Instead, bring whatever you have, embody it, and take action and make it happen. Keep your attention on your purpose and why are you trying to do things. Not let other people's opinion distract you from your goals and even your own distractions, your own inner voices. Let them out. We're all bright stars, honestly, and you have to really understand that we're here to shine and to shine yourself and each other. People are naturally drawn into this type of energy. Remember, I keep saying that it's all about the frequency that you bring. And I'm very aware of my light. I've been glowing since I'm born, but same as everybody else. You can never be able to choose anyone to tell them how they should be brightened in one way or another. There are many ways to activate your creative genius, honestly, but all is about finding that spark that brings your imagination to life, they see your vision. And honestly, this can happen naturally, all of a suddenly from a source of inspiration. But I'm going to give you some tips on how you can really bring this flame to up. Something that works for me is setting up the space. That really helps me to get into the mood. Honestly, as just basically setting up the table where I want to draw, I make a cup of tea, I burn a bit of incense. Honestly, the key is to set the mood, to bring yourself to a creative space, to let that ideas to flow, that you can be sit down for 1 to 4 or 5 hours if you want to. Another thing that I discussed here before that it really, really brings your creative up is your journaling. Honestly, morning journaling has changed my life. Starting your day by putting the pen down can unlock, you cannot imagine how many ideas and deep thoughts from within. And I take it, as a bit of a quiet moment that I sit down without any distraction, having my breakfast, and I allow thoughts to flow. And as I said, sometimes I get so inspired that I write and draw at the same time. Honestly, there's some pages on my sketchbook that they're wonderful. And also, journaling each morning helps you to clear out the mental clutter and often really leads to an unexpected creative burst. So I highly recommend you start journaling. Next one, this is very important. Break the routine. Honestly, routine can really evaporate your creativity. So when you introduce a disruption, in your daily life or your usual patterns, you start to work, for example, in a new environment, or you start to adopt or watch in a new and unfamiliar medium, you will push your brain to adapt a way of thinking that is different, and you can unlock so many possibilities from it. And another way is finding inspiration. This is key. Honestly, when it comes to finding your creative genius, when you're passionate about something, the best way to approach it is to dive into it, to research on it, to let your curiosity guide you. Because inspiration always comes from engaging into new ideas. From one topic you got to another, and all of a sudden you've been hours, looking into something that you're very passionate about. And again, no matter the format, if it's a book, if it's music, if it's, talking to random person, just make sure you're waiting, to discover something, to get inspired. One of the most effective ways to develop your creative genius, honestly, that's changed my life, is start sketching. This, and honestly, when you start to sketch, the goal isn't perfection, but consistency, exploration. Honestly, drawing just foster your observation skills, keep you focused. It helps you to improve your visual thinking. And again, you become more intuitive with things that you do. And this practice really activates both hemispheres in the brain and enhance your mood and remove any type of stress. Your sketchbook become a playground, a play of experimentation without any judgment, and always lead to really unexpected breakthroughs, on your inner creativity. And very important, embrace imperfection. It's so easy to get used, I don't draw well. No one is telling you to draw well. Every page is a journey. Every page is different. So take time to explore. And the last one is really bringing the communications up. To be creative, you really have to speak and you really have to listen. Speaking the truth and communicating openly really express something really profound from you. That's why developing a strong communications skill is important, because you can share your unique vision to the world and really cultivate that creative fire. Creativity isn't just about coming up with idea. Sometimes it's about connecting to others and listening to others, literally sharing insight and building the inspiration around you as well as within you, no matter what it is, by creating the right environment or by journaling or by seeking inspiration or communicating a bit more efficiently or just start a sketchbook. Is all about building your creative genius and tapping into that inner child that we all have. So go for it. Listen, thank you so much for joining today. If somehow this story has inspired you, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Get in touch. My DMs are open and you can get in touch with my website as well. And any questions, put it on the comments down below, because I always love to hear from you guys. And please make sure to check all the events. If you are in London, please come and join me. And for those who are in other parts of the world, join my Patreon, where I host exactly the same events every 2 weeks. I'm so thankful, honestly, for all the support and the feedback that I'm receiving. We're very, very close to finish, so you don't want to miss this. And please, if you love this video, let's share the love, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notifications bell on the YouTube channel so you don't want to miss any time that I drop a new episode. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.